said, John Singleton, Spike Lee, the Wayans brothers.
So I see you as a Sway though, not because you got locks and Sway had locks, but just your demeanor is very
laid back.
Yeah, it's very chill, stoic, but in a good way. Not like it's dry.
Yeah.
You just be on some chill shit, and you bring comfort to those who come in and do interviews with you.
Man, I appreciate that. That's a dope one. That's a dope one. That's Sway. And he like the mediator.
Yeah, because he's established and he's one of the founding, like you said, big boy.
Yeah, nice.
Sway, Angie Martinez, those are the pillars of hip hop media.
I never seen myself doing podcasts. Be real with you.
You said what?
I was gonna be a DJ, so I never really seen myself being like on podcasts and
really
even talking, bro.
So why you ain't do the DJ thing?
Shit, I went to school. Had kids.
Lord. So we done spoke on the. I'm gonna get them reversed, but we spoke on the macro, which is the big picture, right?
Yeah.
So what about the micro for where we currently live?
What are you asking?
Yeah.
Your thoughts, like
how I feel about
what are we contributing to it? What do we do?
You want to go first?
Ooh, no, because I'm going to be the antagonist. You're going to be the protagonist.
Cool.
So go ahead.
I think I've been doing what I'm doing for about 6 years. And for me, this is the best space that I've ever seen this area in, as far as not just music, but creatives. You have a lot more people that are doing films, like you just initiated. You have a lot more people that are jumping out there to be musicians. You have a lot more people. That are taking control of their narrative, whether we agree with their narrative or not. Nonetheless, they're taking control of it, right? I think throughout the pandemic, we probably seen the most millionaires created off the phone.
Why didn't I become one then?
Right.
Still broke his head.
You know what I'm saying? So I think right now, we're in a really good space. How long we stay in this space, I'm not sure.
Is that up to us?
I think that's more so up to the person's why. Because you got some people that are doing it for a reaction. If you don't get that reaction, then it's like, well, fuck it, I'm going to quit.
Okay, gotcha.
This is when you're going to start filtering out who's really doing what they're supposed to be doing.
We talked about it. You said this that year.
Right, yeah, this is what we're going to see. And I can even break it down into quarters. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Like, here we are, first quarter, people are still excited about content creating. Right. Then once we got into the second quarter, you had that tax money came in. So now people got a little bit more, like Juvenile said, when you paid, you got buku places to go on. Right? The content is not as important. You understand what I'm saying? So now that's going to bleed into the summer.
Summer's when you're outside.
You outside. I'm at the car wash. I'm at the car show. I'm cooking. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place, right? So, all right, cool. Then we get into the third quarter. Now it's time. Most of us got kids. Now it's time to get those kids ready. Yeah. So now we got to spend money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at that point, I think we're going to find a little sweet spot between August and October, somewhere up in there, that you might see a ramp up in content. And then afterwards, it's going to go right back down for the simple fact, now you got to start getting ready for Christmas and the holidays. Now you can spend more time at your job because you got to get that overtime, whatever. Yeah. So I think that's that timeline. And I think you're going to start to see, like, all right, we about to separate the platinum from the white gold, like Jay said, right now.
I'm listening. I just got to check this camera because I always get nervous.
Do what you got to do. But that's how I feel. And with that being said, the cream is going to rise to the top, and we're going to continue to move forward. And I think it's okay to have more people in the stands than we do on the stage.
Yeah. Yes. Wait, what's that mean? Oh, more, not to diminish anybody. You mean more fans than...
More, yeah.
Not fans, but more consumers than...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay because everybody can't be a boss. You know what I'm saying? I heard Nori say one time, if everybody's the boss, who gonna roll up the weed?
Yeah, who the fuck you mad at? You ain't got to stand
and you gotta be, and some cats gotta be okay with being Robin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be okay being Robin. You gotta be okay with, like, yo, do me a favor, man, turn that camera for me a little bit and not allow it to...
Fuck with your ego.
Correct.
Turn the camera.
You understand what I'm saying? Because ultimately, again, you have to go back to the leader aspect of it. What's crazy is we just had a whole conversation. I gave my kids an assignment about leadership. And I said, give me a fictional character. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. You got to be okay with the team element. You know what I'm saying? People are really enticed by the boss aspect, but the boss is the person that gets paid last. The boss is the person that typically does all the heavy lifting.
You stay late and
Right.
show up
First
early.
one in, last one out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The boss is the one that's going to take the hit if the shit isn't a success.
Right.
We're not going to be like, well, so-and-so, boom, boom, boom. But if it wins, it's a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it sounds good to most people, but that's why I really don't get into titles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really fall in titles. Just get the shit done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but that's my 3 cents on it.
Okay. You want to go next, sir?
No, well, let Mark.
Keep going
the blue?
Why I keep throwing
Well,
it
because you
this
said you're the antagonist for this topic.
I'm John Morant. You know how to throw me the alley. No, I'm going to say this. So I do feel like for our area, I agree with Mo. And I've lived here for a while. This is the first time in a long time that we've seen different genres come together and work together for the common good of exposure to where we live at. Because at the end of the day, we are really the first generation of where we live at to pursue this thing of entertainment. When you think about entertainment, you don't think about Greenville, South Carolina. But we are the beginning of this how you call it, this marathon run to bring exposure. Because if the music brings eyes here, then the media is here, then fashion's here, then culinary is here. See what I'm saying? So we're all working for the common good. Content-wise, I feel like we are headed in the right direction.
Okay.
But I do feel like we as creators need to stop straying away from celebrating those doing more.
Wait, say that one more time.
I'm going to say it again.
I ain't the smartest person in the world. Say it again.
I feel like we... rap has a top 10.
Right.
Wide receivers have a top 10. If I ask you the top 5 coaches in the NFL, you could give it to me. But why is it content creators?
First two are named Bill.
We get so scared to like big up other content creators. Like when you dropped your top 5, or you did the top 5,
or
just whatever.
Yeah.
That started a conversation.
Okay.
You didn't think it was, but it did, didn't it?
I just was like,
it started a conversation, and I feel like I would like to see us start celebrating the different subgenres of content creating. Let's start celebrating these producers. Let's start celebrating these videographers. Let's start celebrating the people in the background, because those are the people. Without them people, this would not be possible.
The grips.
But they might not know that though.
But I feel like we need to. That's why the conversation. That's why I said my intake in the conversation is we need to start celebrating the people that you may not see. Because think about it, music is really big where we live at. Right. We all know that. Everybody, that's our thing. Mm-hmm. But is it not a +1 to have a media background to support what these individuals are doing? To capture the moments?
Yeah, and I have an opinion on it, but I'll go after
no. See, we're getting somewhere now. It took us 25 minutes.
I will say that people might not know that, and I think that
people might not know exactly.
Yeah,
that we're supposed to celebrate the media. Okay. I think that rappers are just now starting to kind of thing.
Go ahead.
So it's got to go to the rappers, and then most likely to the media, then to the video. So it's going to take time. I think that once we start recognizing, it's going to trickle down. So I think right now we're still trying to.
So are we waiting? So does that mean?
I won't say that we're waiting. I just think that it's just got to happen. I don't think there's nobody that's going to wake up and be like, okay, everybody's going to win. I think it's going to take time. I think once like a rapper really blows up and gets signed, and then it's.
But that's what I'm asking. Do you think it's going to have to be when we think about our area? Just think about this. We always seem to think, for whatever reason, musically, that's what's going to flip the area. And we've had this thought for a very long time. Not saying it's not. I swear I'm not. But what if it's not a trickle effect? It's more like a shutter effect, and we're more like on a slant trying to feed each other. Like, what if content breaks out before music? Are they waiting for it to trickle down from content to music?
I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to tell, because I guess you could say that. I guess content could blow up. But
what if it's culinary? Or what if it's fashion? What if it's whatever? God knows what.
It could be a popular restaurant, but that doesn't mean that it's going to make you popular. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's going to still come back on how you can make yourself popular. Gotcha. But I think that, let's say like if a rapper blows up, goes viral, but he comes on your platform, then that's when it's going to be your time to shine.
That's when it trickles.
Yeah, that's when it trickles. I think that it's just going to take one individual to open up the gates for everybody else. But I think that it's just a time thing. I don't think that this is
this is not me not saying music can't be the thing.
It can be, but
I'm not saying that at all.
It could be
whatever.
Duke Dennis can come on your platform and you blow up. So I don't think it has to be a rapper. I think it's just an individual that has a following that can give you, some of it. You know what I'm saying?
So spreading the love.
Spreading the love, basically.
Just breaking through the glass.
But I think we're getting there. I think everybody.
With you. I think it's going to be something outside of a rapper. Because saying that you're a rapper nowadays doesn't have any shock value.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When you look at
Let's look at his cachet a little bit. No disrespect to who.
No, because my platform is based on rappers. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you look at some of the notable names from the upstate, they're not rappers. Duke Dennis, he's a gamer. He's a streamer. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
I don't even know what he looked like. I just have heard his name.
I saw something in the mall the other day. Yeah. You got Kevin Garnett, basketball. Yeah. You got what's my
young lady from Color Purple, Miss Danielle from Hillcrest High.
Orlando Jones, actor.
You got Bozeman, he from 30 minutes away.
Jesse Jackson. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got my man David Jones, who had a sneaker store here that played for the Bengals and all that. So when you look at it, there are other options. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think right now, I made a post, I think, late 2023, and I said the media are the new rappers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Media are the new rappers. That's what led me to create that whole thing, the media matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think when you look at it, the rappers are becoming media personalities.
For a reason.
Right. You look at Math Hoffa, granted, battle rapper, media personality. Joe Button, media personality. Cameron and Mace, media personality. Gilly, media personality. Nori, media person. When you look at it, even Wallow was a rapper at one point in time.
Oh, before he got locked up.
Right. You know,
he was rapping with duct tape.
Word. So when you look at it, so that's where things I feel are shifting to. When you look at the pro athletes, they're podcasts, they're media.
Yeah. This is the Kelsey brothers, Shannon Sharp.
In a little while, ESPN is not going to be necessary.
Yes.
No, because I agree, because they'll be on YouTube or their own platform.
And then also with having your own platform, there's no restraints.
No,
I can sit here and curse and whatever, all that. Even Cam Newton, I love his platform.
He be wild.
You know what I mean? Cam be wild. Yeah. So when you look at it, I think media, because without us, that's not that important. Because we haven't said one indie artist yet name up here. I may have because I was making a point. Yeah. But we still, how long we in this conversation?
29
minutes. All right, cool, 30 minutes. We can do this all day.
Yeah, and there's no rapper sitting right here.
There's no musician. No artist sitting here, right?
No disrespect.
So, no. We're just having a conversation. Right, so with that being said, we do got an artist here. Skillet is an artist. He doesn't like to say that.
He don't like to claim that. He got a hot 16 on him.
What's wrong with these guys?
Yeah,
hot seat, man. They want to be in the hot seat.
With that being said, that's the importance of media. We can control we determine what's cool and what's not cool.
All right, well, let's be fake controversial. Why is it, this is kind of what I was going to add to the end of yours.
Okay. I like controversy.
I think that specifically artists, and no, we're not here to bash artists for 30 minutes.
No.
But I think that, not even just artists, I think that creators, content creators, people who are trying to build something that fall under the umbrella of media coverage, I think they don't understand the point of media.
And that's a fair assessment. And if someone doesn't know, we can't quite hold it against them, but for so long.
Thank you.
There's time.
Thank you. That's all I want somebody to say.
You know what I'm saying? I think also because it's so convenient, the value isn't quite there.
I think the interpretation of the value isn't
there. There it is.
There is value with us.
No, absolutely. I'll go with you on that one right there. So I think because we're so readily available, I can call Mo or call Bell or call Skillet, call Mel. Yo, let me go talk real quick. And then on the other end of it, I don't even think, when you look at artists, their strong suit is in the booth.
That's their comfort.
Now, to get them in front of a camera to talk about what it was or what it is that they're creating,
it's totally different.
It's a whole nother ballgame.
Some people can't, and I'm not knocking them because they're reciting what the words that was in their heart.
Correct.
And it's on paper or their phone, whatever.
Word.
But I think that's easier to articulate than sitting in front of a microphone. Because there's people getting nervous when I press record.
Absolutely. I've seen it all the time.
Freeze.
You understand what I'm saying?
You forget everything.
So I think it's one of those things that we have to continue. I'm not with bashing because I believe as independent anything, we're already up against a lot. Game. You understand what I'm saying?
Interpret this as game, not
absolutely. So,
Gems.
I'm not going to. All right, it's one of those things you can't. Let's use our kids. All of us have kids.
Absolutely.
Some more than others. But all of us.
Stop playing this.
So how many you got? I know what I'm on. Okay, yeah, you might have R total.
That's what we got. We got our total, right? You know what I mean? So when you look at it, we can't continue to tell our kids what they're not doing right and not tell them what they're. We cannot continue to tell them what they're doing wrong and not what they're doing right.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of attack on them. So they may not even feel comfortable enough to come to us without possibly being judged. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So whenever you look at the faculty, maybe in private with the artists, I might be like, yo, dog, you gotta tighten that shit up.
I had that conversation. I'll tell you about it when you finish.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's one of those things to where I think there's just a disconnect. I think they see value because they watch The Breakfast Club. They watch Big Facts.
And
they watch Wallow. Yeah, we're them.
We might not be
so
rich
I
and
just
famous,
think there's a
them,
disconnect. There's a disconnect.
Purpose we serve, or
no, I don't think it's a disconnect of the purpose we serve. I think it's a disconnect that a lot of people are concerned about the idea of being told no before you're even told no.
I think they don't know how to utilize us, or they're not quite sure how to utilize us.
Now, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, keep going.
You over here breathing.
I told you. I'm just stretching, bro.
You never gonna pass John Morant the ball. I'm not gonna try to dunk. So what do you know? Expound.
You want me to expound?
Please.
I think that. Fuck it. We're here. So
we're here now. Come on.
I'm on this camera. Hi guys. I think that unfortunately. For myself, my experiences are people will come do an interview, and I won't say all or every, but I will say more often than not, people don't utilize the interviews and follow up through it. They may share it once or twice and then move on. And I'm just using interviews for example. When you come and do an interview, you should do your interview. You should promote yourself, and I shouldn't have to pull. I'm not saying you have to be the most articulate speaker in the world, but if you're there because you want to be seen, promote what you want to be seen.
Exactly.
What was that quote that you told me the other day? I said, "Yo, they got to put that on the shirt." If you are as hyped about something of that nature,
it was something to the effect of I'm gonna fuck it up, but something like be as hyped as you are to get the interview in the interview. Something like that. I said it cooler the other day.
Something to that effect.
I think that they see value until after they do the interview, and it's kind of like it's almost like driving across the lot and the value goes in. I think when they shopping, when they shopping, it's like okay, I'm gonna do this interview.
I got to go to the come up.
Yeah, then once they do it, and they leave out, it's kind of like okay, I did my interview, now I got one in. I don't think it's value to them after they leave. Like they'll like the interview because sometimes even watching it, like I'll tell them, hey, it's up. I don't even know if they watch it or not. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think we need to teach them? Like how to market, like okay, prime example.
Well, they can watch this and find out.
And that's why we're here, and that's why there is a Media Matters. That's why.
And I'm glad you started that.
Honestly, there's I don't think people know how much of the media is actually connected behind the scenes.
Yeah, we have each other's phone number.
We don't talk.
Typically, if you do something foul to one of us,
the other
it uncirculated like so. People are slow to return your call or inbox.
We know.
You know what I mean? We already know.
But do you think? Okay, think about
trade secrets.
Yeah. Do you think that people? Let's start here. Do you think people think about themselves as brands?
No.
Okay. So if you don't consider yourself,
not everyone.
Okay.
Or what about business?
But here's what I'm saying.
No.
You're talking about the media.
I think they misunderstand.
I'm talking about just artists and
no, I'm saying,
media.
but like as the media, do you think that we give these interviews to people in their minds, they're sitting down thinking, I'm here to sell my brand, or they sitting down like this is really cool right now for 30 minutes, and I'm gonna share this for 10 days, and then it's over with.
Shout out to Vaughn. Vaughn goes through everything, so she gives them opportunity. She gives them opportunity to sell their product, sponsorships, and all this and that. But
you think it's a lack of that?
I think it's just a lack of business, bro. I just think they're not businessmen. I don't think they realize this is a business. This is not this. Like you have your artistry that goes into it, but you also have to be a business-minded person and a marketable person. So it's like it's a lot of things that go into being an art, even the media, like all of it. You got to be all three. You know, you got to be marketable. Yeah. You got to be able to sell your product, be able to promote your product. So I think it's all aspects of being a business. Take advantage of everything.
And every bit of time.
Is that management?
You don't need a manager at first.
No, that's the artist. It's the artist because you are in charge of you. You can manage you.
But see, it's.
I think it's about going to just networking and going to classes and meeting people.
Yeah,
bro.
nobody
like,
had to tell you to do that. You should just have that in your mind to get somewhere else. I need to reach out and.
But everybody wants to be rich, but everybody don't get to be rich.
But see, I think that's
Everybody don't know how to
also-
be rich. That's another problem. That's another
I
conversation.
see that's the other thing as well. Back to the fear of being told no or the fear of not being accepted in these rooms. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I've had scenarios where I've gotten a group of artists together that may know each other via social media, familiar with the music.
Yeah.
But when they get in the room,
They don't even speak.
I'm like, yo, dog, what are we doing? You understand what I'm saying? It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Let's go. So I think they're good at what they're good at, right? And outside of that thing,
They don't.
it's like I can create a fire body of work. Fire!
Yeah.
But after that body of work is done, the execution and continuation, not so much.
So is that on management? Is that on the artist, or is that on
That's
us
on the
to
artist to put
educate?
the right, that's on the artist
I
to put in
think
the right place.
artists should have like a pre-budget and a post-budget.
I know
So
what that
where-
means, but explain that to who's watching us.
Yeah, right.
So I think that artists should be able to know they need to have money. I mean, I just put it together, so to be real.
He said
Yeah.
pre and post budget.
I think like pre-budget is what artists do now. They go in the studio, they spend money on studio
They
time, they
personal
put.
money,
But after the fact, like they run out of money, they drop the album, and it's just that's it. I think that artists should be able to still spend a lot of money after the album drop, EP drop, for billboards, for signs, for social media, whatever the case is. So I think that a lot of it goes down to money too. I don't think a lot of them spend their money after the fact.
I think the
it's
biggest
before
part
the
of
fact.
it is communication. Even if you don't have the money, like it's all about relationships. Relationships is the most important part of business.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you may not have the money, but I believe enough in you to be like, you know what? I got this from here. You know what I'm saying? When the money comes in, we'll figure it out then. But for right now, I believe in you.
Yeah.
So if I believe in you, you know what I'm saying? I think I actually use the example, it's an assembly line.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You do what you do to your part right here and let it go to the next station. You know what I'm saying? And just keep it moving. Just let it keep going. But again, this is not an attack by no means, shape, form, or fashion.
We're trying to give
We're sitting here trying to figure out
Where the
how do we,
disconnect is.
yes, and how do we get past this right here? And how you get past that, in most cases, communication.
I have a
But I
question.
think if you got a relationship, but you also, like I said, you had a budget, I think it's going to make you get to the next level. I feel like you can, because if you networking with the right people, but you got a budget just in case something comes up to spend it, I think you can move faster than what the next person could.
But think about it. Prime example. I did a promo run on everybody up here. I did the faculty. I jumped to you. I came over there. I went over there. I did that whole promo run, and that was just by reaching out to you.
That's what I was gonna say.
I just reached
I agree
out.
with your
It wasn't
premise
a-
of pre-budget and post-budget, but I do think some of the resources, aka the four of us, as well as other platforms,
Of course.
these are free. I don't charge for interviews unless
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
No,
I
I don't.
These are free resources.
I
in
believe we
addition
should get to that
others.
point.
We do.
We should get to that point.
We're using our
But
resources.
that's what I'm saying. You're using the relationships, which is us. But also, like I said, if it's a billboard, if it's something you're going to pay for.
Those
So I
costs,
think that like the budget has to go into stuff like that outside the box. I think if you got relationships with people where it's like, let's say, 6 people that got a podcast, you
That's
use the resource.
commercials. So to
Commercials,
speak, yeah.
but then you
Absolutely.
also gonna want to put up a billboard. I want to put up a electronic billboard.
Yeah, I
here.
be doing
I want to
the
do
billboard. I'm gonna give you one.
I
gotta say
It's just fine, right?
But nah, like let's just say you want to do that, but you also want to pay to go on. Let's say do a showcase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or anything. Just kind of make sure that you have that type of money set up for that. On top of doing, like I say, doing your podcast stuff with people in your relationship. So I think that it all goes hand in hand to have the relationships and the budget. Because at some point you're gonna have to pay.
Fuck yeah,
You
this
know
shit
what I'm
ain't
saying?
free.
Shit
None of
ain't
this
free.
equipment is free.
Yeah.
What you do
They might
is
want to do.
not
They
free.
might want to do a docuseries. They're going to pay you for that.
what
They
you
might
do
get an interview
ain't
for free,
yeah.
but they want to pay you for the docuseries. So
do what you do is not free. What you do is not free. What you do is not free. What I do, it ain't free.
It ain't free.
It costs money, but
Again.
we provide these services. I guess
Yeah.
services, but
It's a service.
But the
opportunities.
relationship, but if they got a
Yeah,
relationship with you, they
service.
they can get an interview with you, but then they also have to pay you for the docuseries or whatever they
well,
want to
maybe
do.
it's free, yeah. But I will say I did turn down one young man, and I really felt
Ooh,
bad.
see, I'm about to ask you something. Go ahead.
Go, you gonna ask me?
No,
Is
I'm
that-
asking.
Okay, you gonna ask?
No, go ahead. No, go.
Oh, okay. I did turn down one individual, and I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not trying to make fun of this individual whatsoever. For myself, I have no problem with somebody utilizing my platform resources, whatever, because my platform is not specifically for music like yours are, but I love music that much that I fucks with. However, I did have somebody come and want to do an interview, and I was kind of having an internal struggle, and I met him at a particular location. I talked to him and I said, hey man, I want to be honest with you. I don't want to lie to you to your face. I said, when my platform, if you're an artist and I interview you, I want to really I want to be a fan of your music. So I said, I'm not yet a fan of your music, but as you grow and as you build, we definitely gonna have an interview. Do y'all go through those types of things?
I was gonna ask that.